On the very first day after the new Trump USCIS immigration policy took effect, we attended an employment-based adjustment of status interview with our clients. During the interview, the USCIS officer asked two very interesting questions that appear directly related to the new policy regarding adjustment of status and consular processing. The officer asked, "Why did you choose adjustment of status in the United States instead of consular processing abroad? And what prevents you from consular processing abroad?" These questions are very important because they may provide an early glimpse into how USCIS officers are beginning to apply this new policy in real immigration interviews. First, it is important not to panic. This does not mean adjustment of status has ended. It also does not mean all green card applications inside the United States will now be denied. However, this interview strongly suggests that USCIS officers may now be paying much closer attention to why applicants are seeking adjustment of status inside the United States rather than completing immigrant visa consular processing abroad. One of the key themes of the new Trump USCIS policy is that adjustment of status is considered a discretionary benefit. The policy also repeatedly emphasizes consular processing abroad and references extraordinary circumstances that may justify adjustment of status inside the United States. At this time, USCIS has not clearly defined what qualifies as extraordinary circumstances. There is currently no official checklist or precise definition explaining exactly what situations would satisfy this standard. However, based on the policy language and the recent interview experience, it appears that USCIS officers may now expect applicants to explain why adjustment of status inside the United States is appropriate in their particular situation. In the interview we attended, the applicant explained that she works full-time in the United States and is required to work on-site 5 days per week. Leaving the United States for consular processing abroad could significantly disrupt her employment and professional responsibilities. Importantly, after receiving the explanation, the officer nodded and continued the interview normally. This is a very important point. At least based on the interview, USCIS does not appear to be automatically rejecting adjustment of status cases. Instead, officers may now be actively evaluating the reasons why applicants are choosing adjustment of status. Moving forward, immigrants should carefully prepare for these types of questions during adjustment of status interviews. Potential favorable factors may include employment obligations in the United States, required in-person work, medical concerns, family caregiving responsibilities, children attending school in the United States, humanitarian or safety concerns abroad, or other significant hardship connected to consular processing. Applicants should also consider preparing supporting documents when appropriate. Depending on the case, useful evidence may include employment verification letters, proof of required on-site work, medical documentation, school records, business obligations, or other documents documenting significant ties and responsibilities within the United States. Most importantly, applicants should be prepared to answer these questions honestly, calmly, and clearly during the interview process. At this time, immigration policy continues to evolve rapidly, and USCIS implementation may vary between officers and field offices. We will continue monitoring real interview trends and USCIS adjudication patterns as additional information becomes available. If you currently have a pending adjustment of status case or are preparing for a green card interview, it is very important to stay informed and prepare your case carefully under this new USCIS policy environment. If you found this immigration update helpful, please consider liking this video and follow our channel. We will continue monitoring real USCIS interview trends, adjustment of status developments, and new Trump immigration policy updates as additional information becomes available.